This week on Granite State Challenge, the Falcons of Bow High School take on the Tomahawks of Merrimack High School. Only one team will win the Granite State Super Challenge, and it starts right now.
Major funding for the production of Granite State Challenge is provided by Unitil. Additional funding provided by NEA New Hampshire, Safety Insurance, New Hampshire Lottery, DF Richard Energy, HRCU, Cognia, and viewers like you. Thank you. Get ready. It's time for New Hampshire high schools to match wits in a high-stakes scholastic showdown. It's time for Granite State Challenge. Here's your host, John Cano.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for the final match of the Granite State Challenge 2021 season. We started with many teams, and now we're down to 2. And these are the trophies that they are playing for. Now, before we go any further, let's introduce these teams to you. First up, we have the Falcons of Bow High School.
My name is Justin, and I've made the All-State Music Festival all 4 years.
I'm Madeline, and I've played oboe in the NAFME National Music Festival twice.
What's up, Brotato Chips? This is Colin, and we're in the finals.
My name's Rachel, and I was once Student of the Week at my preschool.
Excellent. Their alternates are Rory, Finn, Allie, and Kate. They're coached by Michelle Lavaz, and they are the Falcons of Bow High School. And facing off against them are the Tomahawks of Merrimack High School.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm a senior, and last year before the finals, I broke my glasses.
I'm Michael. I'm a senior, and I play a weekly Trivial Pursuit game.
I'm Aiden. I'm a senior, and a ladybug landed on my hand before the match started.
I'm Jack. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a member of my school's Model United Nations Club.
Excellent. The alternates are Eris and Allie. The team is coached by Sarah Campbell, and they are the Tomahawks of Merrimack High School. All right, we have one more introduction, of course, and that is our judge, Ann Belanger. All right, teams, introductions are done. Go ahead and grab those signaling devices because we are going to play this final match. As you know, we play in 4 rounds, and in round 1, we do 10-point toss-up questions. So, Bo, Merrimack, good luck. Here we go. In 1977, on his first full day in office, this president issued conditional amnesty to draft evaders. Nick of Merrimack.
Jimmy Carter?
Correct. In 1972, part of the core melted in the number 2 reactor at this nuclear power plant in Pennsylvania. Colin of Bow.
7 Mile Reactor.
Sorry, no. Nick of Merrimack.
3 Mile Island?
That's it. English inventor John Kay created a flying one of these in 1733 and revolutionized the industrialization of weaving. Colin of Bow.
Loom.
Sorry, no. Jack of Merrimack.
A flying shuttle?
Yes, the flying shuttle. He built the labyrinth for King Minos of Crete and was imprisoned along with his son Icarus for all his work. Colin of Bow.
Daedalus.
Yes. The 1783 Peace of Paris set of treaties ended this war. Nick of Merrimack.
7 Years' War?
Sorry, no. Colin of Bow.
American Revolution.
That's it. The first mention of this timekeeping device occurs in the Bible in the Old Testament. Michael of Merrimack.
Sundial?
Correct. This English physician was a pioneer in the development of vaccines and is credited with creating the first vaccine for smallpox. Michael of Merrimack.
Pasteur?
Sorry, nope. Colin of Bow.
Smith.
Sorry, no, it's Edward Jenner. This man was the plaintiff in an 1896 Supreme Court case that ruled that racial segregation of public facilities was constitutional as long as the facilities were separate but equal. Rachel of Bow.
Plessy?
That's it. On June 18, 1815, Napoleon Bonaparte was defeated by the two armies of the 7th Coalition at Waterloo. In what country did the Battle of Waterloo take place? Jack of Merrimack?
The Netherlands?
Sorry, nope. It is Belgium. This German theoretical physicist, who was awarded the 1918 Nobel Prize in Physics for his discovery of energy quanta, is the originator of quantum theory. Colin of Bow?
Schrodinger.
Sorry, no. Jack of Merrimack?
Faraday?
Nope, it is Max Planck. This actor won Best Actor Oscars for My Left Foot, Lincoln, and There Will Be Blood. Nick of Merrimack.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Correct. This French composer was sometimes called the Impressionist composer, a title he hated. His orchestral works include Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun and Images. Michael of Merrimack.
Vivaldi.
Sorry, no. Madeline of Bow.
Poulenc.
Sorry, it was Claude Debussy. This English polymath is credited with coming up with the concept of a digital programmable computer and is considered by some to be the father of the computer. Colin of Bow?
Turing.
Sorry, no. It is Charles Babbage was the name we were going for. This defenseman wore number 4 during the 10 years he played for the Boston Bruins. He is considered one of the greatest hockey players of all time. Justin of Bow.
Bobby Orr.
Correct. In 1939, Germany invaded this country and started World War II. Michael of Merrimack.
Poland.
Correct. This Texas native was the first African American and the first Native American woman pilot. Colin of Bow?
Green.
Sorry, nope. Her name is Bessie Coleman. This author created the characters Ramona and Beezus Quimby. Madeline of Bow.
Beverly Cleary.
Correct. In the Bible, this city was to be the home of the Tower of Babel. Jack of Merrimack.
Babylon?
Yes. This state was the last state to secede from the Union and the first to be readmitted. Colin of Bow.
Virginia.
Sorry, nope. Jack of Merrimack.
Tennessee?
That is correct. The 2003 novel The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini is set in this country. Aidan of Merrimack.
Afghanistan.
Yes. This author wrote The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Rip Van Winkle. Jack of Merrimack.
Washington Irving.
Yes. Lagos, with a population of close to 15 million people, is the second most populous city in Africa after Cairo. In what country is Lagos? Jack of Merrimack.
Nigeria.
Yes. All right, teams, the next question is our Unitil power question. It is worth double the points and coming to you on your monitors. Take a look.
William McKinley was the last president to serve in the 19th century. Who was the last president to serve in the 20th century?
Colin of Bow.
Bush.
Sorry, no. Jack of Merrimack.
Bill Clinton.
That's the one. This French artist, along with Pablo Picasso, is closely identified with Cubism. Some of his works include Violin and Candlestick, Mandora, and Woman with Guitar. Aidan of Merrimack.
Gauguin.
Sorry, no. Colin of Bow.
Monet.
Sorry, it is George Braque. Teams, what is the value of the Roman numeral MMCD? Justin of Bow.
2,400.
Correct. Teams, what type of star is the sun? Michael of Merrimack.
Helium.
Sorry, no. Colin of Bow.
Very big.
No, it is a yellow dwarf star, and after one round, Merrimack out to a lead by a score of 130 to 60. All right, teams, good match so far. We're going to roll right into round 2 where we're going to continue with the toss-up questions. We're going to double the point value. So we're playing for 20-point toss-up questions. Here we go. In 1970, the U.S. and South Vietnam carried out a series of incursions into this neutral country. Nick of Merrimack.
Cambodia.
Yes. In 1968, North Korea attacked and captured this Navy Banner-class ship. One crew member was killed and 83 were captured and held prisoner and tortured for 11 months. The ship is now a museum in North Korea. Colin of Bow.
Pueblo.
Correct. Identify the poet who wrote these lines. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. Aiden of Merrimack.
Emily Dickinson.
Yes. In 1981, President Ronald Reagan fired 11,359 of these workers when they went on strike and refused a presidential order to return to work. Nick of Merrimack.
Air traffic controllers.
Yes. This epoch of prehistory was preceded by the Bronze Age and the Stone Age. Michael of Merrimack.
The Ice Age.
Sorry, no. It was the Iron Age. I think I had a word wrong in that question. I apologize. The rescue of Alexander Selkirk from a desert island after he was shipwrecked was the inspiration for Robinson Crusoe by this author. Jack of Merrimack.
Stevenson.
Sorry, nope. Rachel of Bow.
Defoe.
Yes. T.S. Eliot's work, Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats, was the inspiration for this Broadway musical. Madeline of Bow.
Cats.
That's it. All right, teams, go ahead and take a look at your monitors. You are looking at a cast for the sculpture Victory by this artist, who founded the Cornish colony in Cornish, New Hampshire. He designed a $20 gold piece for the United States Mint, and that is considered one of the most beautiful American coins ever made. Jack of Merrimack.
French.
Sorry, no. Colin of Bow.
Cornyn.
Sorry, it is Augustus St. Gaudens was his name. All right, teams, this Scottish physician and microbiologist discovered the enzyme lysozyme and penicillin. Michael of Merrimack.
Hook.
Sorry, nope. Rachel of Bow.
Fleming.
That's it. What is the area in square feet of a rectangle measuring 1 yard by 3 yards? Michael of Merrimack.
3 square feet.
Sorry, no. Justin of Bow.
27 square feet.
That's correct. In case you need pen and paper, you have it. What is the sum in Roman numerals of the Roman numerals LIV plus LIX? Justin of Bow.
113.
In Roman numerals?
Sorry. CXIII.
Correct. Well done. This Manchester, New Hampshire native replaced Jimmy Fallon as the host of Late Night. Jack of Merrimack.
Seth Meyers.
Correct. In the 1991 and 2017 Beauty and the Beast movies, what is the name of Mrs. Potts' teacup son? Madeline of Bow.
Chip.
Yes. This chemical compound is known as the universal solvent. Michael of Merrimack.
H2O.
Correct. This psychologist is perhaps best known for his work with behavioral psychology and the principles of positive and negative reinforcement. Justin of Bow.
Watson.
Sorry, no. Michael of Merrimack.
Pavlov.
Sorry, it is B.F. Skinner. He was the first Roman emperor who claimed to have converted to Christianity and convened the First Council of Nicaea in 325, which adopted the Nicene Creed. Justin of Bow.
Constantine.
That is correct. And after round 2, looks like we've got a tight match, folks, with Bow at 220 and Merrimack at 230. That's just what we like to see, teams. Keep it up. We're going to go into round 3 now. In round 3, which is our 3 strikes and you're out round, each team gets a category and 10 questions. We go down the line. Bo, as the team trailing, you get to choose first, and Justin, as the team captain, you get to pick from these categories. All the president's men and women, Ham It Up, and Death Be Not Proud.
Ham it up.
Ham it up. Okay. The answers to all of the following will begin with the letters H-A-M. Okay? Justin, this is a type of swinging bed that you can hang between 2 trees.
Hammock.
Correct. Madeline, he was the Prince of Denmark whose dad was murdered.
Hammond.
Sorry, it's Hamlet. Colin, he said he got this code from Shamash, the Babylonian god of justice.
Hammurabi.
Correct. Rachel, this is a musical about the first Secretary of the Treasury.
Hamilton.
Correct. Justin, this is a furry rodent you might keep as a pet.
Hamster.
Yes. Madeline, this is a city in Germany or something on a bun that you might eat with a side of fries.
Hamburg.
Correct. Colin, this is a beach town in New Hampshire.
Hanover.
Sorry, it's Hampton. Rachel, this is a species of shark with a very large and unusual head.
Hammerhead.
Yes. Justin, you might pull one of these muscles while exercising.
A hamstring.
Correct. Madeline, this is where you put your dirty clothes.
Hamper.
The hamper, correct. And with only 2 strikes, 8 out of 10 on your 3 strikes round. Well done, Bo. Merrimack, we turn to you, and Nick, as team captain, you get to choose from these remaining categories. All the president's men and women, or Death Be Not Proud.
Death Be Not Proud.
Okay. Give the pen names or real names. Nope, that is not correct. All of the following responses will have death or dead or something to that nature in the response. Okay? Here we go. Nick, these are the 2 certainties in life.
Death and taxes.
Correct. Michael, Ryan Reynolds plays this superhero in the 2016 film based on the Marvel Comics character.
Deadpool.
Correct. Aiden, Robin Williams plays teacher John Keating in this 1989 film set in a boarding school.
Dead Poet Society.
Correct. Jack, this is New Hampshire's motto.
Live free or die.
Yes. Nick, this is a lake located in the Jordan Rift Valley.
The Dead Sea.
Correct. Michael, this is a desert valley in Eastern California.
Death Valley.
Yes. Aiden, this is a way to decide the winner of a match or game. It is sudden death. Jack, this is an alternative American rock band.
The Grateful Dead.
Sorry, it is Death Cab for Cutie. Nick, Grateful Dead fans are called this.
Deadheads.
Correct. And Michael, a TV series set in South Dakota.
Deadwood.
Deadwood is correct. And so with 2 X's, 8 out of 10 on your 3 strikes rounds. So the score stays just as tight, teams, as we go into round 4. And in round 4, we pick back up with the 20-point toss-up questions, but we will be deducting 20 points for incorrect responses. So play smart and strategic. Bo and Merrimack, good luck. Here we go. This New England state was admitted to the Union as a free state, and Missouri was admitted as a slave state in the 1820 Missouri Compromise. Madeline of Bo?
Maine.
Correct. This skater was the only American to bring home a gold medal in the 1968 Winter Olympics in Grenoble, France. When she was 12, her coach, William Kipp, was killed along with the entire United States figure skating team in a plane crash in Brussels. Her name is Peggy Fleming. Cyrus the Great was the first ruler of this empire, also known as the Achaemenid Empire. He was also the king of the 4 corners of the world. Aiden of Merrimack.
Persian Empire.
Yes. Kai Lun was a Chinese inventor. He is credited with making huge improvements to this by adding tree bark. Aiden of Merrimack.
Paper.
Yes. The name for this building in Vatican City is taken from Pope Sixtus IV, who restored it in the 15th century. Nick of Merrimack.
Sistine Chapel.
Yes. An 8-year war began in 1980 when Iraq invaded this country. Michael of Merrimack.
Kuwait.
Sorry, no. Colin of Bow.
Iran.
Yes. This French mathematician did pioneering work with conic sections and projective geometry, and he was one of the first two inventors of the mechanical calculator. There is a computer programming language designed by Nicholas Wirth named after him. We were looking for Pascal. In Norse mythology, this is the place in Asgard where the souls of those who died in battle go. Colin of Bow.
Valhalla.
Yes. Who were the youngest and oldest people to take office after being elected President of the United States? Nick of Merrimack.
JFK and Joe Biden.
Correct. Who was the 14th century Italian author of The Divine Comedy, which presented a view of the afterlife? Nick of Merrimack.
Dante Alighieri.
Yes. This 13th century English philosopher and Franciscan friar emphasized the study of nature through empiricism, was known as Dr. Mirabilis. Looking for Roger Bacon. This author wrote the novels Tar Baby, Song of Solomon, Beloved, and The Bluest Eye. Jack of Merrimack.
Toni Morrison.
Correct. This uprising began in China in 1900 when a secret society began a violent campaign to expel foreigners from the country. Aiden of Merrimack.
Boxer Rebellion.
Yes. This playwright is best known for his plays The Glass Menagerie and A Streetcar Named Desire. Rachel of Bow.
Tennessee Williams.
Yes. This 14th century Turco-Mongol military leader conquered most of the Muslim world, Central Asia, and parts of India. He was known as Tamerlane. I'm going to skip 58 and go to 59. These two math symbols first appeared in print in German mathematician Johann Weidmann's 1489 book, Mercantile Arithmetic. Colin of Bow.
Greater than, less than.
Sorry, no. Merrimack? It is the plus sign and the minus sign. This post-impressionist Dutch painter is known for his works, Starry Night over the Rhone, Wheat Fields with Cypresses, and Irises. Michael of Merrimack.
Rembrandt.
Sorry, no. Bo? Madeline?
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh is correct, and you do earn the points. Unfortunately, not quite enough, and after a strong round 4, congratulations, Merrimack. You are the 2021 Granite State Challenge champions. And at this time, I'd like to toss it over to Alec O'Meara of Unitil for the presentation of our runners-up and championship trophies. Alec, over to you.
Thanks, John. This is Unitil's 9th year as a sponsor for Granite State Challenge. We're so glad to be able to be a part of this. This has been a year like no other, and we credit the folks at Granite State Challenge for finding a way to pull this off this year. I wish I could be there, but I can't for safety reasons, so instead I am proud to be able to virtually present the runner-up trophy to Bow High School. Coach, this was an amazing run for you guys. Could you give me a little bit of an idea as to what this year has been like for your team?
They've just come together, and we've had such a well-balanced team. They all were part of this win, and we're just so proud of them at Bow High School.
Well, congratulations. It's been a wonderful season for you guys and a nice deep run. You were in it all the way to the end of that final round. Congratulations on a great season. And to Merrimack High School, I am pleased to virtually present the championship trophy for the second straight year. You guys have once again risen to the top of the mountain. A great season. Congratulations. What's this year been like for you guys?
So it's definitely been a year like any other. We've done a lot of virtual meetings. We've done some very socially distanced in-person practice. We've gotten really close as a team because we've spent a lot of time together. There wasn't a whole lot else to do.
Sure. Well, it's good to be able to practice on something like this. I hope this was able to bring your team together and be some joy for this year. Congratulations to both teams. John, back to you.
Thank you, Alec, and thank you, Unitil, for helping us make this show possible. I hope you had a lot of fun at Granite State Challenge this season. I know that we did, and I learned a lot as well, and I really hope that you did as well. So, runners-up, champions, that's a wrap. There's only one thing left to do.